Hello, everybody. How are you? I want to talk to you today about what I think is the worst word in the English language, fear. It is the worst four-letter word. Now, I'm going to be honest, there's another four-letter word that begins with an F, but I think that word could be the most perfect word. How did they create one word that fits so many different areas of life? I know that's probably a controversial thing to say, but I got to be true to me. I find more people live in fear. And I know what it looks like because I've been in fear. I know what it's like to be paralyzed, afraid to go to a meeting, afraid to leave your house for fear of what will happen. I always tell people, I'm afraid of the dark. And people think that's crazy, but to me, you don't know who's around the corner. I mean, the way I grew up with abuse, you never knew what was going to happen, where the next shoe was going to drop. And it has taken me years to own that. Now, I have no problem being afraid of the dark. I mean, if the lights go out, I can survive. I won't roll into a ball anymore and sob. I've got it covered. I just prefer not to be in the darkness. But that's what fear does. It paralyzes you. And this four-letter word steals your dreams. It steals your possibilities because you can't move forward. And there's all kinds of campaigns. Oh, live fearlessly, feel that fear and do it anyway. And that's all valid. And I've read all those books. But until you figure out what the fear is, and it's never what we think it is. I mean, it's not it just never is. The fear, people have fear of losing weight. And that's true. It is legit because if they lose weight, they attract attention to themselves. They're afraid of what will happen when they lose weight. It's fear. People are afraid to change. People are afraid to apply for jobs. People are afraid to go out to dinner at night for fear of what's the unknown. And that's what we really have to work through, learning how to solve that problem. Because you can learn how to own fear. Doesn't mean you're not going to feel fear. Of course you are, because it's a human emotion. The fear is what alerts us to potential bad outcomes. Doesn't mean there's going to be a bad outcome, but it alerts us. It lets us know, hey, there could be danger around the corner. Let me pay attention. Let me kind of, get on guard. So it's not like it's a useless emotion, but sadly, it has crept into our cellular level. And it's within ourselves, and we don't know how to eliminate it. And until you figure out what it is that you truly fear, it's hard to eliminate it because we always gloss over. I mean, when I say people fear losing weight, I can't tell you how many people out there probably thought, that's crazy, Karen, because everybody wants to lose weight. Well, I don't mean everybody, probably because I do. I think everybody does. But it's the fear, because what's going to happen when you get down to 130, 120, 110, what happens? Well, you're going to draw attention to yourself. You're going to start wearing different clothes because you're going to start feeling good about yourself. And are you going to attract unwanted attention? Or do you so closely identify with your weight that you've never looked to see what's behind it? Because something's always behind weight. Weight isn't just magically appear. So that's how fear comes in. I mean, you always hear, well, you're eating your fear, or you're drinking your fear. But there's always a root to the fear. There's always a reason you fear it. I coached somebody, about a year ago, who didn't like to drive. I guess it's been longer than a year. Anyway, didn't like to drive on freeways. And I mean, I've known her for a long time, and she drove on a freeway a while ago, and her tire blew out. And we're in Phoenix, Arizona. Her tire blew out. Hey, Diane, how you doing? Her tire blew out, and she goes across 3 lanes. Luckily, no damage was done except to her car, but that freaked her out. So she doesn't drive interstates anymore. Well, Phoenix is a very big city. So I had to sit down with her, and we really had to get to the root of the fear. And you would think, as she did, the fear came from, possibly wiping out on the interstate. But it wasn't. It came down to the lack of control. It came down to that split second she didn't know what to do. So it panicked her. But when she really sat down and thought about it, realized there's nothing you can do. I mean, you do your best, but you don't anticipate your tire going out, on I-10 in Phoenix, Arizona in rush hour traffic when everybody's flying, 60, 70 miles an hour. Although I do have to say now with COVID-19, people are going 90 miles because there's just no traffic. It is frightening how fast people go. And I got to admit, I'll look at my dashboard, I'll be going 80 because there's just no rush hour traffic. I digress. There's a reason why you're not where you want to be. If you're not making the income you want, there's a reason. If you don't have the life you want, there's a reason. But it's all buried so deep. We protect our secrets. And it's so hard to dig these secrets out because we're protecting them, because we fear them. And when we start looking at them, our internal emotion, our cells start saying, don't look, because you don't know what you'll find. And I've done a lot of deep dives. And I got to tell you, there's been times I've done deep dives and I'll look at what it is and I'll start laughing and think, are you kidding me? That is what has created fear in my life, that dumb thing? Sometimes that's how it is. When I first started out as a CEO, everybody wanted to rush to tell me how to be a CEO because I had never led anything, barely my dog. And some of them came at it very negatively. And it took me years to actually sit down and think, okay, why do I hesitate when I do this? And I'll think back to what it is and I'll be like, are you kidding me? That comment that schmo made? But that's how our bodies work. We hear things sometimes different than people mean them. How many times have you gone up to somebody and said, you seem kind of PO'd at me? And they're like, well, you said such and such. And you look at it and say, that isn't how I meant it. I meant it as a compliment. I was texting somebody, and text is the worst platform for this. I was texting somebody and I told them something and they emailed back and said, well, that wasn't nice. I'm like, I meant it as a compliment. Go back and read it. And she went back and read it. She says, oh my God, you did. She says, I've been stewing over here for a half hour. Again, text is never that platform. You never know how people are going to internalize things. You never know how fear is going to act within your body, nor do you know how you're going to respond to fear. But we have to eliminate the fear. If you want to be the person you're meant to be, if you want to be the person you're called to be, if you want to have the life, the relationships, the income, whatever it is, if you want to go spend, July 4th in Laguna Beach, or you want to go spend, the summer, Christmas in Hawaii, and you don't have that money, then you have to figure out why you don't. Because so many people fear money. So many people fear money. And, it's abuse. Or, the Bible says, bad things about money. That's BS. Money is not the root of all evil. And the Bible didn't say that. And if you really read the Bible, you'll see how many millionaires were in the Bible. People made money the root of all evil. People made money look bad because they wanted to keep it themselves. So don't do this, this, and this because, bad things will happen. It's not true. Money is just money. Money is an exchange of energy. We live in an energetic universe. When I talk about spirituality and manifesting the life of your dreams and, manifesting whatever you want to manifest, it's because there's energy. And what we say goes out into an energetic field and it circles back. And if you need proof of this, how many times have you or do you know somebody that'll come up with this great idea and then, 6 months, 2 years, 10 years later, somebody else will do it and they actually take it to market and you'll think, I thought of that idea. Well, you might have thought of it, but they had the courage to take it to market. They had the faith. So when you think of ideas, don't be so quick to dismiss them. I always explore ideas and I have some crazy ideas. I got to admit, I come up with some crazy stuff, but I explore them and I see what the possibilities are. And then I decide, okay, either, it's something that in principle sounds good, but I'll never do it because it doesn't suit my interest, or I don't have that much passion towards it. But sometimes I'll come up with ideas, and I'll send them on. I came up with an idea when Disney World was closed, and I was telling my sister about it, and she's like, you should text them or, email them about it. So I did. Now, I didn't get a response, but I will say that because I follow Disney, I'll know that. I've been checking their reopening patterns, and the idea I sent to them, they're using. Now, I'm not saying I'm the only one that had that idea, because when you have good ideas, a lot of people get them because it's floating out there. It's floating out there in the universe, waiting for people to pluck it down and say, yep, that's my idea. Yep, that's what I'm going to focus on. But I do kind of chuckle on that. I have to tell myself, I told Disney World how to handle, their audience, how to bring people back into the park. So although they are getting ready to open, and that's going to be an adventure. Hey, Mariah, how you doing? So I just wanted to jump in here and talk to you guys about fear. Fear permeates the universe. I think fear is something that we all have. And again, it's the fight or flight. But I think we never received the skill set to eliminate fear. And I'm not sure people know that fear can be eliminated. And that's what bothers me. And that's why I seem like lately all my videos and everything about your voice being heard and to eliminate fear, because I see so many people that have so many dreams, but they're afraid to go after it. And I'm going to take a quick moment and pitch my workbook. I have an ebook. It's on my website, KarenBarno.com. I think it's called Workbook. And it takes you through the 6 steps for professional, 6 proven principles for professional women to ignite their possibilities, awaken their dream, and step into their power and start their new beginnings. It's on special right now for $47 because I realize a lot of people aren't working right now. Or, everybody's so uncertain. We started remodeled our house, and we've kind of tapped our brakes a little bit on the remodel to kind of wait to see where everything ends up. And I think everybody, especially, in Arizona, our numbers are going crazy. So obviously we're really tapping our brakes. But I just want to jump in here. I want to tell you guys, feel the fear. Don't embrace the fear. Don't let fear win. Take the chance on yourself. Always bet on yourself. Doesn't matter if nobody else in the world bets on you. I've spent a lifetime of overcoming. I've spent a lifetime of people doubting me and saying, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this. To me, when you tell me I can't do something, that is like my superpower. That is I've got this. And sometimes it's led me down streets and stuff. I'll be like, why am I even doing this? Hell, I don't want to do this. I was just trying to prove somebody wrong. So, sometimes I get carried away. But I just kind of wanted to pop in here, talk to you guys about fear. Don't let fear win. Step into who you're meant to be. And if you have challenges or issues, please let me know. Reach out on Facebook, DM me. I'd be happy to sit down and do a quick phone call with you or a quick, talk with you. Own your life and own your power. Okay, y'all? And find your blue rose. See my blue rose back there? I don't know if you can see the red telephone. Do you see the red telephone? I have there it is. The red telephone. There's a book coming out, Design Your 9 to 5, that I'm one of the authors. There's 50 authors that were selected to be in this book, and I'm one of them. And I'm the first chapter. Yay, happens to be a BA, Barno versus a riddle, where I started way at the other end. Some, paid off there. But I talk about the power of the red phone when I was a child and how it really framed my life. So, when I get that book too, I'll be letting y'all know. Have a great day, you guys. I got to jump on a webinar here pretty soon. So I'll talk to you guys later. Let me know if you have any questions. Don't let fear win. See you later. Bye-bye.